This is John Shirley. It's January 29th, 2015, 8:14 a.m. Central Standard Time. I've been asked to perform an audit for the Oath Keepers organization into some accounting improprieties. We're about to be talking to Sharon, who is the treasurer of Oath Keepers. Hello?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Stewart.
All right, hold on. You can answer the phone. I'm trying again. Sharon, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, John, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Sharon, we got John Shirley's on our board. He's on the phone call, along with Jim and a couple other board members. John is a Houston police officer, and he's also a fraud examiner, and so he's going to be in charge of an investigation on this as our auditor. Okay. Let you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead, John.
All right, Sharon. Just a bit about myself. I'm a certified fraud examiner. I'm a retired peace officer, so I'm no longer the police. And we're looking into some potential improprieties, and some questionable transactions that we've uncovered over the last probably 72 hours. And we've already spoken with Drew, and I don't know the extent of what conversations you've had with him since he's gotten off the phone, but we wanted to give you the opportunity to sit down and kind of tell us what you know about the situation and when you first knew about it, and we'll go from there.
I feel really naive because never in my wildest dreams did I think Drew would do something like this. I very rarely look at the PayPal between Oath Keepers and my regular job. I've just been swamped, and so I kind of let Drew just transfer the money into the accounts, pay Brandon. I look at PayPal, if customers have questions about pays, I'd always look at PayPal, but I'd never looked at the withdrawals. And I feel really naive about that because I swear on my child's life that I would never do anything like that. And if you look at the bank account and give you my card number, you can see that I've never done anything that would be considered improper. I pride myself on my integrity, and I can tell you that this is the end of our relationship with Drew and I, which is really hard for me. And my biggest concern is my 2-year-old daughter, because she has extreme special needs. She can't go to daycare, and so I pray that you guys don't press charges against Drew and I, because she has nowhere to go and she has no one. And I'm really, truly sorry for everything that has happened. I will pay it back personally. I will do whatever you need me to do. All I can tell you is that she was born 3 months premature. She weighed less than 2 pounds when she was born. And she's had a lot of medical problems. She had an extreme reaction to a blood transfusion that she almost died from, and as a result, she's on a feeding tube. She has to have specialized formula. She has to have RSV shots that are like $900 a shot, and she has to have them for 5 times for the first 2 years of her life. She has to have a specialized pump that I have to pay per day for, and he told me that these were options. He was making this money on options, and I just assumed that he was telling me the truth, because never in my wildest imagination would I have ever thought that he would do something like this. And I truly, truly apologize for the oversight on my part. I understand what you guys did. I understand understand why you did it. And all I can tell you is that I take responsibility because as the treasurer, I should have been looking at the PayPal, and I wasn't. But I had no idea until last night at 10 o'clock when I saw the text message from Stewart, and I started putting things together, and he told me what was really going on, and I'm just beside myself. I just pray that you think about my 2-year-old daughter because she has no one.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
So you're saying that the first you knew about any of this was last night at 10 p.m.
Yes, I swear to God, I swear my child's life, the first I knew about any of it was last night after Stewart texted me. You can believe the emails that I sent to Stewart. I was so hurt by how everything happened yesterday, and I was literally sitting in the dark like, why is this happening? What's going on? I don't understand why you guys just wouldn't talk to me. Even if you didn't want me to be treasurer anymore, that's fine, but just talk to me. Why are you doing these things behind my back? And I was so hurt because that's not who I am. And it wasn't until 10 o'clock when Drew finally told me what was going on that I found out, and I'm just disgusted. I'm so disgusted because Jen, you're on the phone. I pray that you testify to my character. It's not something that I would do. Stewart, I hope that you understand. Family stuff comes up, and I just pray that you guys take mercy on him and that you let him pay it back. He'll pay you $1,000 a month. I can get money from my dad. Whatever we have to do, I just pray that you don't press any charges against him or myself. And I truly, truly pray that you think about my daughter because she literally has no one. She can't go to daycare, and she has no one else to look after her.
Sharon, okay, so just to clarify, last night at 11 p.m. I sent you this. Sharon, I've been traveling of cell range most of the day. We need to talk to you and Drew together tomorrow, Thursday. Take a time. We can both be on the call for at least an hour to go over some things. Drew will be on the call too. Let me know what time works for you or what range of times. So you're saying that after that conversation, then you turned to Drew and said, what?
I said, what is going, there has to be something. You don't know anything. You have no idea what this could be about. There has to be something. And that's when he started talking to me about the PayPal stuff.
Only after I mentioned his name in the text message?
Only after we both got the text message. And I just said, you have no idea what this is about. You honestly have no idea because this is driving me nuts. I don't understand why this would be happening in this manner. Like, even if you had decided that you didn't want me as treasurer, that's fine. But common courtesy would at least, dictate a conversation. I said, there's nothing you can think about. There's nothing you can think of that would cause this. So it wasn't necessarily because you mentioned his name. It was just the conversation that I'm having with the other person in my life who happens to be related to Oath Keepers.
And what did you say?
He started talking about PayPal. He said, there might be some stuff with PayPal. And I said, what do you mean PayPal? So then he brought up the PayPal page, and I saw the transfers, and I went into full-blown panic. I don't know. And I asked him why, and he talked about Lori and, her medical expenses, and I said that I thought, we were getting the money from the auctions. He said we got some of it from the auctions, and some of it wasn't from the auctions. And so I told him, you need to go through everything. You need to figure out how much it is, and you need to figure out, I paid a little bit back. I said, you need to have all those numbers. You need to be prepared to tell them what happened. You take ownership of it, and you need to tell them I didn't know about any of it.
What did you say about how much? Did he give you any indication?
He said he thought it was around $16,000, and that he had paid back $5,000 of that. And I can see the payments to Oath Keepers. I can see those on the PayPal. So those, I believe, are legit.
You said how much was it? You said
I thought he said 16,000, and then
16 or 16 or 60? I couldn't hear you said.
16, 16, and he paid that 5. So that leaves the remaining of 11,000 to be paid.
Yeah, I mean, back in October, you sent us some PayPal print-ups when you were doing that. You
prepared those, and I just gave them to you guys because I was trying to work on the bank account, because I was trying to get the bank account to read all the way back through the year. So I asked him to work on the PayPal ones for me, and then I could give you guys the bank account so that I could give it to you in the time frame that you guys wanted it, because you guys asked for it, and then I wanted it immediately, so I had to go through the bank accounts trying to print everything out, trying to get all of the accounts to go into one report for you. So I asked him to do the PayPal stuff. I didn't even look at it, because I didn't think anything of it. Like, it never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that he would do something like this.
All right, okay, well, one more question. Were any purchases, any of this stuff, was any of this deducted from his pay?
I don't believe so, no, because I didn't know about it.
Right, so nothing was in lieu of pay or deducted from pay?
No.
Okay, because you didn't know about it. All right.
No, I had no idea. If I had, believe me, it would never have happened. I would never have allowed it to happen. Even if I had to go get a third job to pay for my daughter's medical fees, I would have done that. I would never, ever have taken any money, or I would have had them call you and talk to you. I know you've got personal stuff, down payments on houses and, cars, and I know you understand that aspect of it, of needing pay advances. I would have had him talk to you if it came down to us not being able to get her one of her shots, or I would never have ever taken money from first.
Yeah, that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you. I've done that, like you said. I've paid bills and deducted from pay, but none of this was done that way, right? There's no deductions from pay.
No.
Okay. All right. Now, no advances to him for pay?
No.
Okay. Is there any? So there's no advances on his pay. How are you doing his pay?
It just gets transferred into my account on a monthly basis, bi-monthly basis. So
you
set up as an automatic transfer.
Say it again?
It was set up as an automatic transfer.
Okay, and you were doing that into your account, and you told me about that. You said you said you're paying yourself Drew's salary because he doesn't have a bank account, so you're paying it to your account.
Correct.
Okay, and that's the only way he was ever paid. He was never paid through merchandise or gift cards or anything like that.
No, not that I'm aware of. I wouldn't have done it that way unless it was done before me, but I would never have done it that way. It always just went into the bank account. It's like Cindy's pay goes into her daughter's bank account because that's the bank account that's available. So that's how almost everybody gets paid, is it's just a transfer from that account into.
Okay, so long as you've been treasurer, there've been no payments to Drew through him purchasing stuff. It's only through the transfer you're talking about into your own account.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. John, any other questions for Sharon?
No, that's about it for now. And I need her contact info.
Yeah, Sharon, give him your best phone number and email. Okay.
Well, do you guys? What are your guys' thoughts? What are you thinking?
Well, John, like I said, John is now in charge of it. This is what he does professionally. So this is the best way to handle it, is let him do a complete audit. He's going to go back and look through all bank account records, all the way back to the beginning of Oath Keepers. He's going to listen from the beginning, so you have to look at everything. He'll have access to PayPal and look at everything. We've asked Drew to preserve his computer and any other electronic stuff he has, and not delete any emails, not delete any accounts online, like the auction account, things like that. We just need to have full disclosure and see everything, okay? That's the most important thing. And we've also asked him to preserve any items he's purchased. Do you know of any of the items he's been purchasing?
I don't. I don't look at I'm gone at work, so if stuff gets delivered, I don't really pay attention to it. I know that he did buy Oath Keeper related stuff, computers for other people.
Right, he's done that over the years, and usually he's called and asked me and said, hey, and he's even called me a couple times and said, hey,
yeah,
I
know he's done Oath Keeper related stuff.
Well, he has a couple of times called me and said, I want to buy something. Is it okay if I use the PayPal to buy, I think it was something like a computer item or some electronics that was for him? I said, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Well, and I think other people too. I mean, I think he bought Jim a computer.
Right. But what I mean is, things that are for Oath Keepers is obviously fine. But I think there were a couple of purchases that he did. He asked me, is it okay if I buy something and then on PayPal? And I said, yeah, sure. I think it might have been a personal item, and I think the expectation was he would just deduct it from his pay or whatever. But it's only been a couple of times. But what we've seen is this large, like you've seen it now, right? There's this huge number of transactions on PayPal. They're obviously not Oath Keeper related. So,
I can't see this on Oath Keeper side. I can just see on the PayPal now, on our PayPal. I can see that now. So,
right, you can't see the Oath Keeper, but you saw the
press charges, or do you think you're going to let him pay it back?
We don't know until we find out what has happened. Okay, we have asked him to. Well, you don't. So, did he tell you what he's been purchasing? Did he say anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
We've asked him to preserve any items he has purchased. Okay, because that's Oath Keeper property, and we're going to arrange to recover that. Okay, so we've asked him to do that. John, do you want to tell her what he told us at all, or what do you want to do?
No, I think that's it for now.
Okay. So we've asked him to preserve any property that he has. Okay. And we'll arrange to...
When you hear Cincy, do you have some sort of, I need to make plans for my daughter, so if you guys are going to press charges, I need to know that.
That is not what I want to do. That's not my intent. Sharon, listen. That's not what we're looking to do, okay? But we need to find out what exactly has happened, okay?
I understand.
Okay. So it's critical that nothing be touched, okay? That any transactions, any accounts, any online, auction sites, any of that stuff has to be preserved, okay? Has to be preserved, okay? And that's going to matter a great deal. And any items that he's purchased must be preserved so that we can recover them, okay? That's critical, all right? So, I appreciate you being forthcoming, okay? And look, the focus is on Drew, but we still need you to just help us in any way you possibly can, okay? Make sure that you help John. Make sure you answer your phone. And John, sometimes when she's at work, you got to text her.
That's fine.
Okay?
That's fine.
So just make sure you're available, okay?
That's fine.
And we're probably going to be, like I said, we'll make arrangements. We'll loop you in on that. We're going to be making arrangements to recover some stuff. We'll let you know, too, okay? But the most important thing is that things are preserved and there's no attempt to cover whatever's happened, okay? Just lay it out. And I've given John access to everything we have, so he can go back and look at everything, all accounts and everything. He's going to take a look, because he has to.
I'm not worried about anything, but I'm not worried about the bank accounts, because like I said, I've never done anything improper with the bank accounts. The only thing you'll ever see from my card is postage, materials, those, and then the gift cards that you had me purchase for Tom at a store here locally. So I purchased those locally because you had me purchase them for Tom McCorgan, and that was the only thing I never used the Oath Keeper card for anything improper. You'll see our internet usage, and you'll see our phones, but that's it.
Okay, and that's what I expect, and that's not anything, that's what we expect, okay? So, but just you're in a relationship with Drew. Do your best to make sure he preserves everything, okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now, this auction business that he was involved in, how long has he been doing that?
At least a year.
Okay. And you didn't know any of those transactions were going through Oath Keepers?
No, I had no idea.
You thought he was doing it through what mechanism?
Our PayPal. I assumed that, it would go into our PayPal. People would pay for whatever auctions he did, but it would went to our PayPal. Under no circumstances ever did I think that it was going to Oath Keepers.
Okay.
I know that he started it originally for Oath Keeper stuff, but obviously since then that's not the case.
You thought what now?
Originally, I thought he started it originally to see if he could get computers. But people needed new computers. Jim needed a computer. Elias needed.
Oh, the auction stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You get computers and you can get cameras, like the cameras that we bought.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what it started for originally, was to see if we could save Oath Keepers some money by doing some of these things and get everybody the equipment they need, whether there be cameras or other items for, events that we were going to, computers for you, computers for Elias, or, printers, scanners, all that stuff. That's why it was originated. And I know that he did do computers and stuff through there. Obviously, that's not the case.
So were any purchases made through that were for?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
Can you parse out which ones were and which ones weren't?
If I looked at it, I could probably tell you, but no. That wasn't I didn't have time to worry about that. He took on that and made sure you guys had whatever equipment you needed, whether...
Right.
That's just not something that I even worried about.
So over the years, we had bought multiple, like you said, video cameras and computers and things like that over the years for Oath Keepers. And he's always done those purchases, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you thought this was another mechanism for him to do the same thing he's been doing, just cheaper?
Yes.
Okay. And he did make a few purchases like that?
Correct.
Okay.
And then eventually, eventually he realized that he could make money as an additional supplement income for us. And so I assumed at that point that he was no longer having anything to do with Oath Keepers unless they needed something specific. But I assumed it was coming out of our account and that the transactions were coming out of our PayPal. So that it could supplement our income, and that's how if you look at when you look at our eBay stuff, you will see there's an extreme amount of medical equipment because she has specialized tubes and specialized syringes. We have to get an oxygen concentrator. There's an extreme amount of medical equipment on there, and so I assumed that was being purchased, supplemented by the auctions out of our account. Under no circumstances did I ever think that was coming out of Oath Keepers' account.
We could not park in Visitor, and we knew we couldn't park in the other spots either, but what choice did we have? And we thought we had 10 days to fix because I told her about the notice, and...
That's off the train of thought. Okay, so you the side business, did Drew tell you that he was doing it through your own personal PayPal?
To be honest, I didn't ask. I made that assumption. He knows my characters, and if I had ever even thought for a minute that it was coming out of Oath Keepers, I would have shut it down, and I would have paid back any money. That's not something I would ever even have considered. So,
right. And that's
never
not
had that conversation.
Right, and that's obviously consistent with my experience with you and my opinion of you. And you're a stickler. You ride my ass and everybody else's ass on keeping track of what we're doing and being able to account for it and explain it and making sure that any advances are paid out of pay and all that kind of stuff. And so, we never thought you would do something like that. I don't understand how you could not know on PayPal. You never looked at the PayPal account?
I just didn't look. I looked at incoming stuff, if people had questions about, did you get this or refunds, I always looked at the incoming stuff. I just never, because I didn't think we were really using PayPal hardly at all, because it's harder to track through PayPal, and so Carol wanted everything done through the bank account. So I honestly thought the only thing that was going through PayPal was Brandon's pay, because for whatever reason he didn't want to go into a bank account, he wanted it going to PayPal. So Brandon's pay, and then occasionally you would mention something about PayPal, and then the only other thing was like domain names and stuff like that. So I thought that our transactions out of PayPal were very minimal, and honest to God, I just didn't even look, and that's on me. I take responsibility for that. That's me being naive and not ever questioning him or his character. That's on me, and I take full responsibility for it. But I promise you, and I swear to you on my child's life, that I, honest to God, had no idea, and I just didn't even look at it. I told you a couple of months ago, I'm swamped between Oath Keepers, my regular job, and our 2-year-old. I've been swamped, and I've had stuff, I'm just barely treading water, trying to make sure that people get paid and trying to monitor this, and where are we at with this, and Carol and her stuff and her questions, and trying to take care of that stuff. I just honestly didn't even, I very rarely log into PayPal unless there's a question about a membership and did we get paid or not get paid. And I very rarely log into PayPal. I just kind of let Drew do his thing, and that's on me. I should have been more diligent about it, but I wasn't. I just didn't have the time to be that diligent, and I didn't think that we were using PayPal for the most part. I assumed everything was coming out of the bank account.
Well, we've always used PayPal to buy some electronics online. And you knew about that, right? Like some computers are purchased.
Yeah, I mean, but again, that was few and far between. I didn't think, it was regular things that I needed to be aware of. So PayPal was just one of those things that I just didn't pay a lot of attention to, because the other accounts were so involved. I mean, you looked at the bank accounts, you see what's on there and how difficult it is to try to figure out who's spending this and why are they going here and what is this for, and I'm having to send emails like, can you guys account for this? Because Carol does, the bank reconciliations, and I don't know whether she had access to PayPal or not, but I'm assuming she did. And that was always my
She does or doesn't have access to PayPal. Carol.
I don't know. She's never asked about PayPal, so I assume she's had it because she does the taxes and she accounts for all of the deposits coming in and out of PayPal. So
that's what's puzzling. It's like, I'm trying to coordinate with Carol on sorting out how we report like Bundy Ranch supplies, things that I purchased on Amazon for CPT. We have to figure out how to account for all this stuff.
Right.
And okay,
she was always my fail safe because she did bank reconciliations.
Right. Well, how could she not? I'm going to have to assume she doesn't have access to PayPal, because otherwise, all of those items that he's been purchasing would be in the mix, and she'd be asking me, well, how do you account for this and this and this?
Yeah. I agree.
She's only been asking me about things that are, through the bank account, through my cards on Amazon, like books and Bundy Ranch crap, and I got to account for ammo and for training and, all that crap that we've been talking about. Never did she talk about electronics purchased or anything else purchased online, and so I don't think she has access to PayPal.
I don't know, because we've never talked about it.
We'll find out. I'm going to call her. Do me a favor though, and please don't call her. Go ahead and just we might have to include her in this as to help us with the investigation. So I'd prefer if you and Drew don't have contact with her. Okay.
I did talk to her yesterday, so just so that you're aware of it. I just said I don't know what's going on, but you're going to need to talk to Stewart because I don't have access to the bank accounts anymore. I said I have no idea what's going on because he hasn't talked to me. So
okay. You understand why I had to do that. I didn't want to do it that way, but I had to. And I understand. And I was following John's advice, his professional advice. It's not my character to do that. I just like to just call people and say what's going on. But I had to follow his advice, and it was the right way to do it, given everything we were looking at. We just didn't know. Okay?
Yeah, no,
don't take that personally. Okay, yeah. So don't talk to Carol, and just because we're probably going to have to use her in some capacity to help us sort things out. Right, John?
Yes.
Okay. And for now, I'm going to have Michelle and Jim kind of fill in as temporary treasurers or kind of fill-in treasurers, and they may need your help with some things, like sorting out how to pay people and how you've done things in the past, and like you need to, give them a tally of, like, I know I've got a couple of advances I need to make sure are taken care of. Just send me an email and send Jim an email and Michelle, like, for example, anything that you think they need to know as far as being the treasurer and getting things done. Okay?
I mean, there's quite a few of them that you've had over the years that you just have a chance to have taken out of your pay.
Right. What am I at right now? I think I just took an advance out for.
Well, there's stuff that like your sister's car rental, that was never taken out as a down payment for the house, and your son's car and stuff like that. Like, every time we talked about it, it just wasn't a good time. So, but I can calculate.
Well, what's the total? Give me my total so I can make sure that those are.
I don't have it on me.
Okay.
I can calculate it, go through my emails and.
Okay. I thought it was like $3,000. I thought you said that was $3,000 in advance right now.
That's just the recent ones that you.
Okay.
Like December.
Well, give us a total, because that has to be taken out. So, okay. And anything else you think that they need to know, okay?
Okay.
Make sure that they know. In other words, if they're going to be carrying on as treasurers, they need to know what's going on, okay?
That's fine.
All right. And I'll put them in touch with Carol, too, so they can, stuff to do with taxes. I still got to talk to Carol and itemize all the crap that, all the expenses. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Someone needs to call the P.O. box and have that stopped. So.
Right, we'll take care of that.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway.
I just got a package. Who do you want me to send the checks and stuff to? Do you want it to go to Jim or to Michelle?
Why don't we have those go to me?
Yeah, go ahead and send them to him. I mean, I haven't set him up to do. He can do deposits though, right? Even though he's not.
I can do deposits. Yeah.
Yeah, he can do deposits. Go ahead and send them to Jim. Send them to Sport. In fact, for now, we'll take care of the forwarding. But anything you got, just send to Jim. Okay.
Okay.
He's there in Vegas. It'd be easy because he's there with Carol too. So they're probably doing a lot of stuff with Carol in Vegas. Just send the stuff to him. All right. So send us a list. CC Jim and Michelle of anything you think they need to know, and obviously, in particular, any advances I have, they have to start. They have to keep track of. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And anybody else, any other advances from any other employees, if there's any. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. If you think of anything else, let me and John know. Just email me and John. Okay. In fact, email me, John, and Jim and Michelle. Those are the principal people involved in this. They're assisting him. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Jim, anything from you? For Sharon?
I love you, Sharon. You hang in there. We're going to sort this out. No,
Please,
It's 8:48 a.m.